This episode of the Pie Strong podcast is brought to you by the Macquarie Inn Hotel, the best spot in town to catch UFC live on the big screens with full sound, cold beers, and a proper fight night atmosphere. Don't watch it at home, watch it where the locals watch it. The Macquarie Inn Hotel.
We're also brought to you by Cosbuild. Do you want to update your living space? Anthony Costa from Cosbuild can help you with all your renovation needs, big or small. Contact Anthony on Facebook at Cosbuild or www.cosbuild.com.au. Strap in, enjoy the show.
Welcome back to another episode of Pie Strong Podcast, Footy Talks with Matt and Jack. A whole lot to unpack over the weekend. Episode 2, that's right. Well, episode 92, but episode 2 of the Footy Talks segment. A lot to unpack with what just happened over the weekend. Some really exciting things we've just witnessed. Some really sad things we've just witnessed. But overall, I think another successful Las Vegas venture. Jack, what do you reckon?
Mate, it was actually really good. I bought into the Vegas thing a bit more. Really watched a lot of different things and how the footy players approached the week and everything that they got to experience, and I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed watching it, especially Matty Johns and all the stuff that he was doing, how he was interacting with the UFC fighters.
Dana White,
also,
of all people.
Also, Dana White. Yeah. We'll talk about that on the MMA podcast.
Yes.
But yeah, it was absolutely incredible. I can see why it's a big thing. And actually, they're actually starting to turn a profit over this year, which is really good to see.
Yeah.
Really good to see. But I was so excited to have football back. We had 2 cracker games of football.
Yeah.
And, it was just good to see.
Yeah, the week obviously following into the first games, the NRL must have doused some money in there along with the clubs. But just to see the fanfare, the events, the entertainment, it was just absolutely spectacular for NRL to be seen and Super League too as well. To see the clubs over the social channels to highlight all of the ebbs and the flows of what they were doing, from the training centres to the experiences that, you don't get to do unless you're in Las Vegas. And I'm sure there was some nights of sore heads in the morning. So there was, you definitely heard some stories coming out. But we started with game 1, Leeds Rhinos and the old Hull KR. What a surprise that was.
The funny thing about this, so I heard a little story. I just probably veering off a bit here, but they have DJs on the ground there, that play music in between, like little breakdowns and stuff. They actually had to cut the DJs off because the crowd was so loud and were chanting and singing and just having an all-round good time. Yeah, that they were like, "Oh, looks like we don't need any DJs to fill in the silence." And
the commentator, Craig from the Super League, I might have got his name wrong. I'm sure it was Craig. He made a really good point. He said, I'm at a point in my life where I'm going to say Super League needs NRL because we're so blessed to be a part of what the NRL has organised here in Las Vegas. But you guys need us for our fans. He said, I'm telling you right now, our fans are something else. And it was sad, look, before jumping ahead, just to watch the fans disappear from the stadium. Once we got to the Dragons and the Bulldogs, she was pretty bare in the stands compared to the Super League game. So the fans, I'm going to give a round of applause. If I had a soundboard here with the clapping, I would crack that out because there we go for the Super League fans. Their efforts and skills through cricket, through footy, through soccer, they're just a different breed.
Yeah, English fans are always like that, man. I was over in England in 2018 for the World Cup, the FIFA World Cup over there. Yeah. And the level of patriotism they have for their country, but the passion that they have for the sport, or any sport for that matter, they just really have a lot of pride in who they are and where they're from. Yeah. And Australia seems to lack that really bad. And I don't understand why. Like, are we just so caught up in like tall poppy syndrome in Australia that we just don't care enough? What is it?
You could probably go to the history of sports in Australia too as well is probably not as rich as other countries too as well. You know, you look at football, talking soccer, right? Football, how far football goes back, golf, NASCAR, all of these things. There's a lot of history in the sports, and I think we're such a young country and we're still learning the ability to sing the hymns and the songs, and that Mr. Brightside and that Mr. Brightside where they stopped the song from the DJ and the commentator said it's actually louder without the DJ, like you just said, to finish it off. It was incredible. But let's jump into it because we can talk about the fans all day. But to start us off, one of 3 games, Leeds Hull, what did you think?
Yeah, it was a good game actually. Definitely one-sided, and the scoreline really showed that. Leeds came to play.
What a surprise, though.
Hull didn't.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not overly surprised. Excuse me. I'm not overly surprised. Like, Brad Arthur's their coach.
Yeah.
He's been their coach for, I think this is his 2nd year now.
Yeah.
And, there's always that feeling out period in the first year. And he's had a good few seasons with him now, a couple of seasons, and he's really turned that team into something that he wants them to be.
Yeah.
And he's good at managing the players.
Brodie Croft, obviously previous winner of Man of Steel, led that team around like a pack of dogs, mate. He was just unbelievable showing.
Mike Acevo on the wing, who
scoring 4 tries.
Clock.
Jesus.
It was like he never missed a beat. He just came out of the NRL or something.
Yeah. Brad Arthur deserves a pat on the back there because he's done something. Hull supposed to be the Panthers of Super League at the moment. I think they said they were going for a quadruple title. I don't know what. Yeah, I don't follow Super League as much as I would NRL, but I'm confident they said quadruple title. So,
they just beat the Broncos.
Unfair circumstances there. I think but they definitely played well. But Leeds, well done, Leeds. Well done, Super League. Well done to the fans. But over to the better game. National Rugby League.
There we go.
We both have to eat humble pie here, Jack Wetton.
Oh my God.
I called 50-6. You called Fletcher Sharp. Silly choice from the coach. He was
over Sandon Smith. He was their best player.
He was until he done his knee, and I'm hoping it doesn't come out. He's done his ACL. I haven't seen yet, but he just tore them apart for the first 20 minutes.
God.
It was.
He's such a good player. He's just everywhere. He is honestly just everywhere, and you need to have him on the field.
And to your point, actually, Jack, you mentioned obviously placing him in the fullback position. He played a lot. That first try was obviously a fullback run, a Tommy Trebojevic, a Kalen Ponga. So having a six that has that brain IQ.
So what I was going to say is the dynamic of having 3 runners that are basically your playmakers. Kalen Ponga was just swinging side to side, linking up with Sharp, then he'd link up with Brown, then he'd link up with Sharp, and he'd link up with Brown.
Yep.
And I'm not sure if you noticed, but he did majority of the kicking.
Yep.
And it was good. His kicking game is strong.
Yeah. What surprised me the most?
Some work, but it's
What surprised me the most wasn't the kicking game. It was. I really felt like it was an opportunity for Dylan Brown to say, "This is my team," and fucking Kalen Ponga stole the spotlight.
For sure, and I think that's the way they want to play it. Like, I think they're just going to let Dylan play his natural game, and Kalen's just going to steer everyone around. And
I would have thought
he's going to have Crosland going, all right, I'm going left, come out this way with me. And he's going to pass the ball out there, and Ponga's going to make the decision. All right, Fletch, you're going, boom, here's the ball, you go for a run.
Would you pay someone $13 million just to say, play your own game and sit back and, not be the star?
That first 20 minutes speaks for itself. Until Fletcher Sharp got injured, and the try that swung the momentum was because Fletcher Sharp couldn't.
Of course,
tackle.
Hillam Lukey went in there for that exact reason. His knee was busted.
Exactly.
So
exactly. And I don't think I'm eating my words for sure, because I would have picked them to be in the bottom 3 this year. Now I've got them as a dark horse to make the top 8.
Yeah, I think that was a brilliant display. I think Cowboys were lacking a lot of attack. You know, they just haven't put the pieces of the puzzle together. So I think there's more to be seen from the Cowboys. Tommy Dearden,
for sure,
was you go?
Yeah, it's like Tom Dearden just wasn't there on the field. I was literally thinking, what's going on with the Cowboys? And then I was like, oh, hang on a sec. Tommy Dearden's in this team. What's he doing? He's their 7.
Jay
he needs
Clifford
to be louder. He needs to be involved more, and he just wasn't.
I had a terrible kicking display from Jay Clifford. I thought
it was horrible.
He shat the bed a couple of times. Their forward pack's done all right. You know, I thought Tuolagi done well. Yeah, look, Braden Burns, I still don't think he's the right fit for the Cowboys. I just think they need a better star out on that side. And then obviously him being sin bin late in the piece, no real impact on the game. I think it was already. It
was already decided for sure.
Oh, but 8 minutes to go. They definitely could have it would have been easier to have a full squad out there. But yeah, look, I think
Well, he's going to be sidelined. He's going to be sidelined for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So we'll see what comes of that. Who steps into the role then, and where they go from there.
So yeah, Knights surprising. I was absolutely blown away with their victory there, and I think they're in for a good season if that's what they're going to put out there. Second game, Dragons v the Bulldogs. All the commentators said at the start it's set up for a Shane Flanagan ambush. The Bulldogs' chests were out, chins were up. They definitely knew they were going to be victorious. And holy shit, what a surprise that game was.
The Dragons really surprised them. Before you get into this too deep, because you're a mad Dragon supporter.
No, this is a podcast where there's no bias. No, there's no bias here.
But, there's always going to be bias, and that's fine. But the Dragons forward pack were absolutely phenomenal. Toby and Ryan Couchman were just unreal the whole game. I think the commentators referred to them as the Bash Brothers at one stage. The Bash Brothers,
they did, yeah.
Because the Bash Brothers, it was great. It was great to see. And who's the number 8?
Number 8?
The number
Hame Sele.
For Hame Sele.
Yep.
Yeah, scored the first try for the Dragons.
Oh, M.A. Gula, sorry.
That was
yeah, my apologies.
Yeah. That was a grubber through the in goal, and he just gave chase to it. Like, that's the modern day.
That was
forward,
a set-up
right?
play, though. That's it. I followed the channels. Yeah, that's a set-up play.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a set-up play. He's still chasing that ball.
Yeah.
Like, you look back in years past at the standard forward picture that you have of him. Like, it's a new generational forward. They're playing for everything.
Cookie had a day out. I think he got top scorer for fantasy points over the weekend.
He did really well. I needed to see him run more.
Yeah.
You see him run more.
Yeah,
when he was running, he was really dangerous. Yeah, he looked good. He didn't have too many runs though.
It's hard. You can only run when when you can. You know, it's you have to choose where you run and choose where you pass. And I think he done all right to get the points he did. He obviously ticked a few boxes. Andrew Johns come out today and said a 10 out of 10 kicking display from Daniel Atkinson. I know you're going to love that one. I did too as well.
I don't agree.
Yeah, well, I thought from watching Dragons.
Not shitting on it.
Yeah, no, I understand. Not
shitting on it.
From a Dragons perspective, we've watched probably the last 7 years. Ben Hunt was not. He was a end over end kicker. He didn't have the distance in him. We had Larkin King Togia or Junior Amone that just didn't have the distance, and then we had Kyle Flanagan that just has no distance in him. I watched Daniel Atkinson kick 890 metres. He kicked more metres than the Bulldogs halves combined. And at some point he kicked us out of trouble the whole night, where normally we would be put in pressure because our depth in our kicking was only making 30 to, out there 40, 30 metre line. And you always gain 10, 15 metres. But at some points they were catching it on their goal line. So
For sure. Look, his long kicking game, I can't. Like he's got a brilliant long kick, sort of like Mitch Moses and
definitely
Dylan Brown. Like they spent a lot of time with Andrew Johns working their own kicking game, right? And that long kick that he's got is really good. There was a few mistakes, but the positives that he did with his kicking game definitely outweighed those.
If you're a Dragons fan, you should be proud. But if you're a Bulldogs fan, you should even be happier because
you should
cometh
be worried.
The man, cometh the hour. Stephen frickin' Crichton to take the ball out of the hands of your halves, the star power Lockie Galvin and Matt Burton that they are, and to put it in your hands and win the game in the way they did. If you're a Bulldogs fan, geez, you would be happy with that.
Yeah, look, 100% if you're a Bulldogs fan, you're going to be happy with that. And Stephen Crichton is just a star in whatever he does.
He's a specimen, that human.
He's a freak athlete, just like Latrell Mitchell.
Yeah.
Just all this. It's probably like Latrell Mitchell if he actually gave a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, he's got all this natural athletic ability, and he's just trained his body just to be so good at football. And it's phenomenal. Like, wherever he plays, whatever he does, he's just great at it. But the thing that I'm taking away from the most at the Dogs is it didn't seem like there was a lot of talk or a lot of coordination between Matt Burton and Lockie Galvin.
Yeah.
And the 3 minutes to go, they were 10 metre on the 10 metre
in
line.
shape for a field goal, hey?
In shape for a field goal, they run.
Yeah, but do you want me to?
Like, there was no need.
Do you want to hear my opinion of that? I think their ego and their culture and who they are, they wanted to win that game with a try, Jack. You know, I think, and I'll tell you right now, no one's going to talk about this moment because they won. We would all, and every news poll, every article, every podcast will be talking about it if they lost. Because that moment there, that's why your name's remembered, or that's why your name's forgotten. And I can see what they were trying to do. They wanted to beat Dragons by a try, not by a field goal. And all credit to them. I tell you what, it was risky because they put it back in Dragons' hands there. And I think if Val had a couple of good legs.
He wasn't injured, for sure. He's slotting those every day of the week.
Well, in saying that, when Daniel Atkinson gets charged down, we get another fresh set of 6 on our own 50. You know, there's only 30 seconds to go. We should have ran up the middle a couple of times. But, look, I don't want to take anything away from the Bulldogs. Could have they played better? 100%. I think our defence was impeccable and made them play probably some pretty close footy. They couldn't run across the park. The field's a bit smaller. You know, it's
Luciano Leilua and Jaden Sewer worked their asses off the entire game.
Yeah, hopefully
couldn't fault them.
I want to see Bulldogs have a good year. They're good for NRL. I hate losing to them for 1 point, and they're a rival of mine. But look, it's just exciting to see NRL back. Well done to the Knights. Well done to the Bulldogs. We're on to round 1 now in the depth of...
Hold on. We need to cover a couple of things. We need to talk about the penalties in the second game and the inconsistency with refereeing.
Yep.
And we need to talk about Stephen Crichton and how he's missed out on weeks on the bench in a sin bin.
Yeah, it's just bizarre. Like, Billy Slater said it perfect today, right? Love when Billy sits and just talks into a camera.
Yep.
At the end of the day, if it wasn't inconsistent, we as fans would just be happy. James Graham said it good today. You're on the fence. If you're not a Bulldog supporter, you're saying you're hard done by. If you're a Bulldog supporter, you're saying that's the right call. You know, the problem is Moses Sully got pinned as a drop ball 20 minutes before that, and it was it's all over the internet. Like, they've got still shots. It's exactly the same thing. Their hand was on the ball. In this case, it went backwards. That's what Flanagan's arguing. Obviously, it went backwards, but it's still, that should have been then a strip cord with the new, obviously, the rules in place and how it's viewed. Look, I'm okay with it. At the end of the day, it is what it is. That's not. We could have won the game before that. We could have lost the game before that. But it is annoying to see the inconsistencies. What annoyed me the most, and I know I'm annoyed by this, is 2 rules were put into place a few years back that if your feet left the ground and you made negligent contact with the head with your arm or shoulder, it is a sin bin. If you make contact with the head with a swinging negligent arm, it is a sin bin. We watched Braden Burns get sin binned because his feet left the ground and made contact with the head in a negligent manner. And then we watched Stephen Crichton swing an arm. Whether you're dropping, we've seen many players drop, lose their footing. Kalen Ponga has done it a million times. We've watched Reece Walsh get taken out by Suoliti because he was dropping. Suoliti's head was down, and if he stayed upright, it would have went straight into his chest. So we've watched players drop a swinging arm to not even be put on report. I can deal with
no, he was put on report.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
Was he?
He was put on report. He wasn't sent to the bin. And, match review committee just looked at it and went, that's fine.
Oh, I read today that he wasn't even put on report, but the match review committee looked at it just to make sure that there wasn't anything deemed there to be reported on.
Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure it was.
Whatever it is.
But it doesn't matter.
For me, I don't care about the sin bin. Again, it had no impact on it. For what I've seen over the last 3-4 years of footy, you make contact with the head, whether it's accidental or it's on purpose, it's 10 minutes in the bin. Every commentator said it's 10 minutes in the bin. Every news article has said it's 10 minutes in the bin. So it's just bizarre to see what the bunker's doing.
It is. And I'm just going to go back there. Like, deliberate contact to the head, forceful deliberate contact to the head is what gets you the sin bin. There are lots of times that players make contact with the head where it's an accident and they don't get in the bin, right? And I feel like, just to play devil's advocate here, right? I feel like the referee has said, well, fucking Crichton's lowered his body enough here that he's not trying to aim for the head and has committed to the tackle at a distance. And as Setu's catching the ball, he's lowered his profile too, and he's made that contact with the head. Now, whether it was the right call or not, leave that up for everyone else to decide.
Yeah.
If he had gone to the bin, I would have been okay with it. If he didn't go to the bin, I'm okay with it.
That's how I feel. I just want to see consistency. If it's dropping your body and putting yourself in a position, then I want to see that throughout the rest of the year. That's what the fans deserve is consistency. And that's what Billy said today. That's what Andrew John said today. That's what James Graham said today. Aaron Woods went off his head about it today. He's called it absolute rubbish. You had Willie Mason say, as a Bulldog supporter, I thought that is the luckiest win we've ever had because Dragons should have won that. Yeah. If not, it should have been a 1-1 draw. Both teams there deserve one point each. But look, great stuff for the Bulldogs to get a win. Knights, well done. Cowboys, you need to do some work. And it's really, and I'm not just saying this as a Dragons fan, it's just Dragons is a massive club. And it's just really good to see the forwards were nowhere near gassed. They still had more petrol in the tank. And I think if that's a display of what we've got, happy days for this season. But yeah, very successful for Las Vegas, and I'm excited to see it again next year. Tigers already been pipped to go over there, so Jerome Luai.
I know, I saw that.
Yeah, ready to
How
go.
Good.
So
good for the Tigers.
Game 3 Thursday. We've got Storm v the Eels. This is going to be an interesting match just with the Zach Lomax saga going on too as well. So there's a bit of tension between the two. I think, for me personally, I think Storm wins this one. I think they've just got a fair bit of strike power over the park, but Eels love the ambush against the Melbourne Storm. So the Lomax thing we spoke about last week. Sorry, Brad just asked a question. So he left the Dragons, stopped his contract. He then went to the Parramatta Eels, and then R360 was supposed to drop, so he ditched his contract there, thinking he was going to get a multi-million-dollar payday, which he was supposed to, and R360 pulled the pin saying we're not ready to go, so he's left in limbo, and now he's trying to get back to team which he's barred. He was supposed to get a 10-year ban. it never went through. Peter V'landys never did it. And then he's in a contract where he's not allowed to play for another NRL team to 2029 unless Parramatta give permission. And they're sticking to their guns and not giving permission. So, yeah. So,
like it's completely fair, I think. But I saw today that there's a loophole in the contract that said something in the lines of the Eels don't have the right to refuse him going to another club if the deal is reasonable.
Financial, but reasonable. That's what Melbourne Storm are trying to push to and that's why the messages are coming out. Like we're offering, but he's nearly $1 million player. Like you know, you need to be giving them someone of high caliber. So, and I think they were offering him. Yeah, I think who was it that I can't even remember who they were trying to offer, but it was ridiculous.
Look, this game's going to be a really interesting one. I think there's definitely going to be a lot of rivalry in it, given the circumstances around of everything that's happening right now. For me, I feel like the Eels are a bit of a dark horse coming into this. You know, Mitch Moses is playing. He's fit. He's healthy. Jonah Pezzett, you know, came from the Storm system. The games that we saw him play last year when Jerome Hughes was out, he was fantastic. And I think he's only going to build as the year goes on. And especially working with Mitch Moses, I think the Eels are going to be a dangerous team this year.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And I think they can get it done.
So you're back in the Eels?
Look, I think in my footy tips, I went the Storm, to be perfectly honest with you. But I'm still sitting on the fence. I could change it.
No, fair enough. Next game, Friday, Warriors v. the Roosters. We get to see the Roosters on display with the longest neck in Australia, DCE, playing for your team, Jack. I think Roosters do this easy.
I hope they do. Like, looking back at that first game, well, not that first game, the last trial game that they had, that first 40 minutes.
Yep.
Did you see the game?
Yep, watched everyone.
Yeah. Sam Walker was absolutely on fire for that first 40 minutes. And DCE just took a step back. I never thought that had happened. I never thought I'd see that in a million years. But he let Sam steer that team around the paddock. And that was pretty much our full-strength team, I feel.
Yeah.
Maybe a few plays here and there. But I think the Roosters will be a problem for people this year. Not to put any bias in it, but there is a little bit there because that's my team, right?
No, look, I agree. I think Roosters are pipped to... Oh, geez, Brett's got it all up on the screen for me. What am I doing looking at me piss-weak phone? Look, I think Roosters have gone down the Cooper Cronk avenue again to put an old head in there. So, yeah, of course, everyone's picking and pipping the Roosters for premiership glory again this year to step back into the limelight. Mate, the game of the round.
You know what I love?
Go. Yep.
Sorry. You're just quick, mate. You're quick. You're like Brad closing down those windows.
Yeah, I just want to get through this podcast because I've had enough of talking to you, to be honest. So.
Oh, yeah, right.
You're right, Chad. Keep going. Don't let that phase you.
Did you just chant me?
No,
Jesus Christ. One after the other. That's all right. I just like you said, DCE, old head. I think he's going to offer a bit of calmness in those big game situations and help provide guidance, just like Cooper Cronk's situation.
Yep. Yeah, it's. I'm interested to see him. For me, game of the round, Broncos v Panthers. I just released, we're about to put out a video. My man Dominic, he is a bit of a footy head, so every Monday I'm releasing Dommy's tips, and I think you're going to be hard up beating him because he's got some method to his madness here. He's backing the Panthers. I've backed the Broncos, and I've happened to me all year last year. I'm like, mate, what are you doing there? And he's like, trust me.
Is it at Suncorp?
It is at Suncorp. Do you know what he said to me? Do you know what he said to me? He goes, if I can go off the World Club Challenge, Panthers are winning. And I'm just like, how do I change my tips? Because it's right. You know, if you go off, it's only 2 weeks ago. So
the Broncos didn't look too crash hot,
and
that was a full strength side.
Mm.
So yeah, interesting. Geez, now he's got me thinking. Thanks, Dom.
So I'm going Broncos there.
I've backed Broncos too, but yeah, you can't count the Panthers out ever, especially Nathan Cleary.
We jump into Saturday, Sharks v Titans. I think this is going to be the easiest game of the round to pick. Although they did well in the trial seasons, I still think they're yet to be tested, the old Titans. So I'm backing the Cronulla Sharks here. Up Cronulla.
Yeah. What do you... the Titans are on struggle street for sure. What do you think about Matty Johns joining the Titans?
I think it's always positive. To have anyone with the last name Johns inside your team is always going to be positive. Jaden Campbell is an absolute freak and a superstar. So I think for me personally, there's only going to be good things happen there. I don't know if Lockie Ilias is going to get a go there. He deserved more at the Dragons last year than what he got. I think he's got a bit more to show. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. AJ Brimson.
His biggest role is going to be recruiting, isn't it? Trying to find talent in the junior ranks and try and keep them in the Titans system.
Yeah,
to roll them through, sort of like what the Panthers did.
Yeah, but they've already scored some massive plays. Like Tina Fasumala-Aui is an absolute fucking godsend to footy, mate. And to have him on a long-term deal, he's committed again. You know, to have Tino there, I think anyone can build a team around him. They had Fafita, they had Kieran Foran in there.
Yeah, you know, they needed to get rid of Fafita, man, and they did.
I know they did, but I'm saying when he first joined from the Broncos there was that year where they probably should have went to the finals a few years back where Herbert didn't pass the ball and Roosters
that's right, against the Roosters.
That was a try there. You know, that should have happened.
Sure.
So, but other than that, they haven't really had much clap in the fucking NRL. But yeah, good luck to them. I think Sharks do them absolutely easy.
Yeah.
Excited to see Nico Braden back.
Do you think the Sharks can win a premiership with Nico though?
Yeah, definitely. I think they've knocked on the door of the comp now 3 years in a row. It only gives you a stronger skin, stronger head, more experience, and just be careful. Fitz is a good coach. I just think be careful of the Sharks. They're my dark horse this year.
Well, I feel like they're just missing that X factor in their team.
Well, I think with Daniel Atkinson gone now and Braden Trindle and Nico Hines set as the 6 and 7, which that's what it was. Obviously, you know, Daniel Atkinson popping in and out with Braden Trindle. They had a couple of things happen last year. Man, that team can beat any team on a day. So, yeah, I definitely think Nico Hines can win a comp for him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Next game, Sea Eagles, Raiders. This was a tough one to pick for me. Dommy went for the Raiders. He doesn't think Sea Eagles have it this year, which a lot of people are backing the Sea Eagles to win the wooden spoon. You got to feel sorry for Luke Brooks if it does happen. he's just left with a void. It's crazy to think a team with 3 Trebojeviches in them could even be considered for a wooden spoon. But I went the Raiders on this one.
I think I went the Raiders as well, just based off their form last year. But the thing that sticks in my mind is Jamal Fogarty played for the Raiders last year, and he carried that team and organised it, and just what's named him around the park. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think they did so well last year because of Fogarty. Now, losing DCE from Manly is a big loss, but if you pick up someone like Jamal Fogarty,
he's underrated, Jamal, isn't he?
He is. Yeah. Who's still going to be your organiser. So Luke Brooks doesn't have to worry about picking up that 7 jersey or picking up any slack. He can just play a natural running game like he likes to.
Yeah.
I don't think they make the top 8, but I don't think they get last.
Yeah. No, it's going to be interesting to see how the Raiders pull up with Jamal gone. It's going to be interesting to see how Sea Eagles play with Jamal there. So interesting to see that's the first clash for both of them teams. Last game of the round, Dolphins v the Rabbitohs. I'm excited to see the Rabbitohs. This is the only one where I don't agree with Dommy. He's gone with the Dolphins here. He said they're at Suncorp Stadium. I'm like, oh.
Is it at Suncorp as well? Yeah. Okay, interesting.
So I'm going the Rabbits here. It's to unleash Fafita, Walker, Latrell, Johnson. You've got
on that left-hand edge.
Mate.
It's phenomenal. And like we said, I think I said last week, they had $8 million sitting on the bench last year.
Yeah.
You know, your Cam Murrays, your Campbell Grahams, Latrell Mitchell, Cody Walker. They were all out at one point. And that's a big loss. For them not to get the spoon last year is a big deal, given the amount of players they had out. And they've only bolstered their side even further with Brendan Smith having a full off-season, even though he's injured, but gaining David Fafita, putting Jai Gray in at fullback because he's a little workhorse.
Yeah.
And Latrell back into his natural position in the centre.
He shed some kilos too as well. He looks good.
Yeah. I think the Rabbitohs are going to be a good team.
Well, I said it as soon as they got Fafita. You've seen them, a couple of the training vids on the socials. I'm going to be surprised if they don't finish top 4. I think they've got so much weaponry in the field there that it's just going to be heartbreaking for Rabbitohs fans if they don't finish. Look, if they don't finish in the top 8, you would be absolutely gutted. But I would feel as a Rabbitoh fan, if I'm not top 4 with that team, you'd feel.
I'm interested to see how Jack White and Campbell Graham play, because Campbell Graham is normally a centre.
Yep.
And he's moving out onto the wing.
Fuck, Campbell Graham, Jack White and Latrell Mitchell. How are they not on their salary cap, sir? Sir, we need an investigation into that.
Fuck, I know.
Far out. Well, that's the week we've got ahead of us. There's some exciting games of footy in there. I'm again probably most excited to see the Broncos and the Panthers there. I'm gonna try take 2, Jack. I'm gonna try take 2 for Johnny Thewell. He was a bit sad he didn't get on last week, so I'm gonna try him again.
I'll rock it.
I'll get it connected up again.
Johnny Rocket.
He did say last week in a text message that there was going to be a bit of booger sugar in Las Vegas. We're yet to see it yet, but all the football that has been completed now. So obviously the time to party is probably happening right now. So we'll see what happens. But anyway,
Vegas never sleeps, baby. Come on.
Let's see if Johnny answers this time. He can't let me down 2 weeks in a row. Can you hear that, Jack?
No.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
John Thewell, it's Matt from LMCT Plus. How are you?
I'm good.
Mate, welcome to the Python podcast. You are our first caller, hot take, listener. How excited are you?
Oh, I'm cranking.
Let's go, Rock.
Cranking.
I'm cranking. Hey, mate, what's going on?
I was just saying to Jack last week you were a bit sad you didn't get on, so I thought I'd give you another opportunity. It rang for about half an hour. You know you ring for that long.
That's because I'm old and slow.
What'd you think of the footy on the weekend, big fella?
I thought the games were good. I thought it was good. But I reckon the refereeing was a bit shit in both the games. They weren't started off bad, as in they've set some precedences.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. No, you took the words out of our mouth. That was probably the feedback we gave.
Yeah, well, that's everyone's talking about it. And I don't know. It goes back to the same old thing. Like certain teams get certain thingos, and they just proved it. So I don't know. I guess when they put a bit of money behind one team that they want to go good and stuff, that's what they're going to follow. So,
and they have put a bit of marketing into the old Bulldogs, and
but they ticked all the boxes. They couldn't, I don't know. That's the way I feel.
People just
and some of the rules, but still, look at the rules that they bring in, just before, and then sort of monitored some and let others go, and it depended on the team. That's how I felt looking at it. But
well, what's your hot take for the weekend then? What was it? What did you feel that went wrong?
I reckon the referees and what's going on and how they're going to smooth over it in Australia for the rest of the round.
Yeah.
Like, what are they going to do? Are they going to go, oh, yeah, we got to crack down like as in Magic Round that last time when they bring in them head-high tackles and we're sending you off with head-high stuff and all that crap?
Yeah.
Are they going to do that when they get back in Australia because of, you know, the backlash that they're going to have from Vegas? Or what? That's shit that I'm taking it away from the games. Like, the games were all right. They were good. But it's just, I thought the refereeing different teams was great.
Mm.
Yeah, 100% agree with you, Rock. I think the biggest problem with the referees at the moment is Graham Ainsley.
Have you ever? Yeah, sorry to talk over you, but have you ever seen him come out and go, you know what, this is wrong and that's wrong? He goes, yeah, there was a couple wrong, but these are all the good things that they got. You know what I mean? There's never accountability, and you're bringing the rules out, but then it's not getting monitored and stuff. Like, you know, if they're consistent, everyone would go, yeah, fair enough, like, and take some ownership, but it's never any ownership for the shit.
That's exactly right. You took the words out of my mouth. It's accountability. The referees just aren't held accountable, and their boss is just letting them do whatever they want.
Yeah, and look, it's a hard job.
Giving them a pat on the back for it. It is a hard job for sure.
It's a hard job. No one wants to do it, but they get paid well, and they get flown everywhere. They get looked after. They get like it's a good job, good paying job, good job. But I get that it's, you know, you can't come down on them all the time or make them look bad. But, you know,
yeah, he has to protect the referees. He has to protect
100%. I get that, but if a player's not doing the right thing or, you know, messes up, he's got to work his way. He'll get put back in the reserve grade and start playing better or do whatever. Like there's you know, risk in everything. And if you're not playing good or whatever, you get told that you're not playing good and you get, you know, put in the place.
There should be consequences for the actions.
Should be, but yeah, like, and I'm not saying that, you know, they have to be publicly vilified. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying
no.
Fucking,
you know,
hang them up on a cross.
I thought to be honest, I think Atkins has a few favourite teams myself. But anyway, like,
I think you told him that in your house too as well.
I did when it was COVID. I told him that myself. But
he walked into his house. Jack Brock turned around. He's like, "Fuck, you're the ref in the NRL." He's like, "Yeah." And Jack, the first thing he said was, "Why do you fucking hate the Dragons?"
I did too. Yeah.
Was he really in your house?
Yeah, he didn't know what to say. Well, he's helping he was helping a builder, mate, because there was no refereeing going on, and he's one of his, I won't say who it is or anything, but he was working with him, and he rocked up to my house. I looked, but fuck, I know you. And he said, yeah, I am. Pretty proud of it. And I said, well, fuck him, why do you hate the Dragons so much?
Anyway.
He didn't know much. He was all right. I was just having a joke with him, but yeah. They've all got a couple of favourite things, but anyway, I don't know. I'm whinging, but I'm not whinging. I'm just over it. It's happened for years and nothing's getting done about it.
Yeah,
and
agree.
You know, like we just said, you can't kick down on them too much because, you know, not a lot of people would want to be a referee, but it's actually a good paying job and they get paid to do the right thing. So, you know, take some responsibility, guide them in the right spot, get them better.
Well said, mate. It sounds like you should take the job. I love it. Well, that is Johnny Thewell's hot take. The rules rushed into Vegas. What's it going to be like in Australia? Do they carry the same consistency? We will find out through the week. Johnny, thank you so much for joining.
Let's not have a Magic Round.
We'll see. Thanks for taking the call, mate. And happy football week.
See
you, brother. Yeah, he's dead right, you know. Like, it's accountability is so important.
Yeah, and how many times have we seen Graham Ainsley come out and just be like, no, that was fine. The officiating was good. You know, these are the rules. Too bad. Like, we're human, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, we get it. But when they continually happen, continue, then we need to start addressing it.
Yep. Got you. Yeah. Well, anyway. Look, that's an exciting weekend. We've got an exciting week of footy. anything else to add, Mr. Wetton?
Mate, nothing to add. Let's go Roosters.
Let's go
2026 premiers.
I don't know about that. Well, if you've made it this far, thank you so much, listeners. If you like what we're doing, please jump on our channels, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Head over to YouTube, press that subscribe button. We've got some pretty cool things coming out over the next couple of weeks too as well. So thank you. If you made it this far, see you next week.